Today, I'm going to briefly chat about quarter ownership and give you some basics about how it works. Essentially, you own the condominium or townhome with three other owners. So there's four owners in total. You basically rotate, every fourth holiday would be yours. So you end up typically with 12 to 13 weeks in a year. One of the weeks is typically set aside for maintenance. And then whoever's year it is to have Christmas actually gets 2 weeks, and then it starts to rotate from there. Handover is typically on a Friday, so you would have the suite or townhome available to you for checking in on Friday, and then 7 days after that, you would have your departure. So typically you can then also put it in a rental pool and rent it out when you're not using it, or reserve it for your dates. The idea of quarter ownership is that you actually don't have to know the other owners or have any reason to have a discussion with them. Because if you're familiar with owning a condominium hotel and you have a strata, the strata is the governing body that looks after everything exterior, being it got landscaping, garbage removal, fixing your roof, things along those lines. With quarter ownership, there's a similar thing. Body council. So they actually have a homeowners association that looks after everything internal. So that would be having discussions around the furniture. It'll be paying the hydro bills, paying the phone bills, Wi-Fi, and paying property taxes. So it's the best way to understand it is there's strata for the exterior and homeowners association for the interior. When you see the high fees, it's probably because it's including everything: your strata fees, your homeowners association fee, which of course would have your taxes, property taxes wrapped into that as well. There's three buildings that are quarter ownership in Whistler. There's one located in Creekside called the Legends Building, right at the base of the mountain. There is also Evolution down there, another building right next to Legends. So what's nice about quarter ownership, specifically in Whistler, is the developer did put a lot of amenities into the building. So you do have the pools, the hot tubs, the gyms, often club rooms and places where you can gather. There's another building called Horseman House up on the Blackcomb Mountain side that is also quarter ownership. One thing to keep in mind in that a lot of the buildings don't necessarily allow pets, with the exception of Evolution. All the buildings, of course, would be non-smoking, but that's just a few of the details to know about. The only building that allows pets is Evolution. What else can I tell you? Every time you check out, you do have to pay a clean fee. That way it's ensured that it's ready either for a hotel guest check-in or the next owner. It's a departure clean fee. You have parking. You are able to use the buildings when you're not staying there. So if you wanted to come up from the city for the day and perhaps have a swim after, you do have that option to use the facilities. And that's basically it. It's no different than real estate. It's actually a lease that's on title that talks about the rotation, but it is still freehold. Sometimes financing now is just a little bit trickier, but in the past you have been able to get lending. It just is something that has gone away just due to the economic environment changing. So I hope that answers some of your questions, just giving some information on quarter ownership. Bye now.